So I was just recording a video about Grace, and my storage ran out. All of my children woke up. This little girl woke up so she could eat, and then my toddlers woke up ready to watch their favorite show after their nap. And here I am talking about Grace, talking about how you can set things in motion and you may not accomplish it. So my goal was to record this video while all of my children were asleep and not all of them awake. So there may be a part 2 to this video. Hey mamas, my name is Nikisha, and today we're going to be talking about grace, specifically as it relates to motherhood. A lot of us throw around statements like give yourself grace and walk in grace, but what does that mean? And what does it feel like? What does it look like to walk in grace and to give ourselves grace as we walk through this journey of being a mother? The best way I know how to explain grace and what it looks like and what it feels like is to share my personal testimony of walking through this journey myself. I'm a mother to 4 beautiful children. My oldest is 5 and my youngest is 11 weeks today. Yeah, so 11 weeks. I've always been this go-getter. I'm very driven. I've always wanted to accomplish goals and be a big dreamer. One story in particular that comes to mind is when I was in high school, I was working 2 full-time jobs and I was in school, obviously full-time because I was still in high school. And I had been given a car. I was so excited about it. I had got a car. Now I could drive myself to work. I could drive myself to school. I could leave school early because during that time I could leave school during my lunch break and we could also get out of school early. And then the car was taken away from me. The reason why and the whole backstory to that is irrelevant, but there's a reason why I'm telling you this story. Instead of having a pity party about it and sulking in it for days upon days, I was determined, because I have this driven spirit within me, to buy my own car. I was like, hey, I'm working, I'm making my own money. All I have to do is just buy myself a car. One day I was sitting in school, in class one day, and this guy who was sitting next to me, he was talking to one of his friends, and he said, hey, my aunt is, trying to get rid of this car. She's trying to sell this car. And so of course my ears perked up or whatever, because I'm like, she's selling a car. I want to know the information. I want to know about it. And so I was able to meet with her and get all the details and stuff like that. I was able to test drive the car. I set a date. I was like, I am going to get this car. I remember the date. It was March 7th. I believe it was 2016. I was like, I'm going to get this car by March 7th, 2016. You want to talk about somebody being driven and really trying to accomplish their goals? I went out and got a new job, even though I was already working one. I was in school. I was already working a job that paid me every 2 weeks. I was like, well, I want to speed up the process, so let me go get a job that pays me every single week. So I was working 2 jobs in school full time. And I set a date, March 7, 2016, that's when I'm going to get this car. And so I was disciplined. I made sure that I put money to the side every single week to be able to give this lady the money. And I remember, y'all, this was not one of those like fancy cars or whatever. This was a beater car, but it got me to and fro, and I was thankful that I was able to get it myself. Anyway, and her name was Betsy. Betsy did not have all the, technology package and all that good stuff, but she did what she needed to do. And so I made sure I was disciplined. I paid the car off. It was only $700, y'all. $700. I was able to get it. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I'm an individual that is very driven, that is very goal-oriented, and I would do whatever it takes to get the thing accomplished, to get it done. Through my journey as a mother, though, I've had to realize that there are times where you will set goals, you will set schedules and routines and stuff like that, and it won't get accomplished. Something may throw a curveball, and it's not necessarily a negative curveball, but the kids stayed up a little bit later than usual, or you had to go to this appointment and you were able, all these different things that come with being a mother. And I tell you that story because in our society today, we are often told that we need to get stuff done. We always have to be on the go. We always have to be working towards something. If we're not working towards something, then we're staying stagnant and we're never going to accomplish our goals and dreams. What I've learned with grace is there's nothing wrong with you being driven. There's nothing wrong with you having goals that you want to accomplish. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that if that thing does not get accomplished, you are still okay. And I've seen a lot of videos of mothers who get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. They got their morning coffee. They put on a full face of makeup. They've been able to they've been able to have their time with God. They've been able to do their morning workout and all these things, all before 8 o'clock in the morning, before their kids get up. But what they don't show you is when their kids get up at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever time it is, they are completely exhausted. Why? Because they are chasing after what the world says to do instead of chasing after what God tells them to do. Now, hear me out when I say this. There's nothing wrong with getting up early in the morning before your kids do. Some people need that structure. Some people need to develop the trait of discipline. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but has it ever occurred to you that there are a lot of things that we are doing that are good things, but we are not necessarily asking if it's a God thing? And I'm not saying that getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to spend time with God is not a God thing. That's not what I'm saying. But many times we are chasing after things. We are doing all the quote unquote good things, but it's because the world told us to. Let me challenge you for a little bit. Maybe go to God and ask God what He wants you to do. Ask God what time He wants you to get up in the morning. Ask God how you can steward over those children well, how you can nurture their spirit instead of just nurturing their behavior. That's what I mean. A lot of us are chasing things that may very well be good, but they're not what God told you to do. And so when I say give yourself grace, what I mean by that is it's okay to have routines. It's okay to have structure in your home and things like that. The Bible even talks about those things. Getting our house in order, being that Proverbs 31 woman who rises while it is yet night, so she can provide food for her household and for her maids. But you also have to understand that there's wisdom that comes with that. You know, and if we're constantly chasing after what the world tells us, then the days when you're not able to do that, you're going to be walking in a lot of guilt and shame. Let me be very vulnerable with you and be very transparent. I've struggled for years trying to get up every single morning to get my day started. And it was this constant back and forth, whether or not I was going to get up in the morning. And I kept trying to do things the world's way because, again, when you're somebody that's driven and who really wants to accomplish goals, you're willing to do whatever it takes. But I had to understand that I have little ones. There are times where, you know, the day before I was cleaning the house, I was working on business tasks, I was helping my children, I was being a wife. Like, there are so many things that, you know, so many tasks that we have. And I'm not making excuses. I'm really just trying to speak to the woman who has all these things that she's trying to accomplish in her everyday life as a mother, as a wife, as a business owner, who feels like she has to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning every single day in order to be successful. Let me speak directly to you that there is grace for your situation. There is grace for your time right now. Grace, what that may look like for you is God. The last thing that I was saying is just ask God what it is that He wants you to do. He may ask you to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. He may ask you to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Or my personal favorite, you just wake up with your kids and you wake up with your husband all at the same time. Whenever your body is fully rested. That's my favorite. And all y'all got morning breath all at the same time. You haven't even had time to put on your makeup. My point is, grace is going to look different for each and every family. But the point is, you have to ask Him. You have to invite God in to give you that strength, to show His strength in your weakness. Because we all have weaknesses as mothers. All of us are not superwomen. We're just not. But the point is, we don't have to be. We have somebody that can come in and show Himself strong in our times of weakness and walk through this journey with us. Like I said, there most likely will be a second one to this because now my brain is somewhere totally different. I don't even remember what I was going to say. But I hope from what I have recorded thus far that you get some type of nugget, even if it was just one little thing from this video. And if you do want to have a part 2, just comment part 2 on this video. Also, if you want other resources like my 30-day devotional that specifically talks about grace and giving you those daily prompts to help you walk through this motherhood journey, then message me either privately or comment on this video as well, and I will send it to you completely free. And I will see you guys on the next video.